Death came to greet me when I arrived in Berylstad. In our short time apart, Klaus's father and eldest brother had succumbed to illness, and with his second oldest brother still ill, he was in line to inherit Berylstad. 'Twas by no means a fairy tale palace. It was a medieval fortress, forgotten by time and the rest of unified Germany deep in the mountains. I arrived to a house of icy aristocrats, now paupers clinging to their titles. Furs meant to be my engagement present became my costume as I stood graveside with my grieving fiancé. I did what I could to comfort him, while ignoring their stares. But how could they not? Klaus had gifted me what little wealth they had left, and it now hung from my fingers and ears. My future father-in-law had been traditional. So traditional that the castle had no plumbing or electric. His widow asked that I curtsy to his covered portrait. The Dowager Princess was less impressed with my breeding as she was with my jewellery collection. I could see why. Everything Klaus had given me had once belonged to Princess Philippa, and her mother and grandmother. My engagement ring, I learned, was a purple sapphire, gifted from the King of the Belgians. But her daughter, Princess Ludmilla, reminded her that I must be special, if Klaus had given such a gift to me. With the death of its head and its first heir, the Baron Vogel family could not afford to be picky. As I came from no money and I had no name, that also meant I had no scandal. And if I did, it would not matter. The day of our wedding, my name would be changed to something more noble, more Germanic. Something my father-in-law would have approved of. I was to be the newest blood at Berylstad in almost 500 years. But after a quick peek at his portrait, I learned that all this inbreeding had not affected the beauty of the Baron Vogel men. If all of this sounds sinister, it was. But after the life I'd had, nothing sounded more delicious than a new life, a new name, with the man that I loved. And I quickly reminded him what had made him fall in love with me in the first place. My mother had come from Ireland with the clothes on her back, and now her daughter would wear a crown upon her head.